The Haunted Mansion. A scary night. Far from the village, at the foot of the hill, stood an old mansion rumored to be inhabited by evil spirits. As the sun set, even the path leading to it became deserted. This is the story of three friends, Arjun, Vikram, and Priya. They were college students and enthusiasts of horror films and stories. One evening, as a challenge, Arjun proposed spending a night inside the mansion. Vikram was instantly game, but Priya was a little scared. Nevertheless, she gave in to her friend's persistence. Sharp at 12 a.m., they stood with torches in front of the mansion's broken gate. The mansion's structure looked terrifying and black. There was a strange stench of decay in the air. Vikram joked, "Looks like the ghosts haven't cleaned the room." Priya whispered, "Please don't joke." They slowly pushed the rotten wooden door, which let out a terrible screech sound, breaking the silence inside the mansion. Inside, the air was heavy, as if no one had breathed there for centuries. Moss covered the walls, and a thick layer of dust lay everywhere. They reached the main hall, where an old chandelier hung, gently swaying with the slight breeze. Arjun swung his torch across the hall and saw an old torn picture of a woman hanging in a corner, whose eyes seemed to stare right at them. Suddenly, Priya felt as if someone had touched her shoulder. She shrieked and turned around. There was no one. Vikram tried to laugh, but his laughter also got choked in his throat. Moving forward, they passed through a corridor. Suddenly, at the end of the corridor, they heard the faint sound of anklets. Chun-chun, chun-chun. The sound was getting closer, but they couldn't see anything. All three of their heartbeats accelerated. Arjun mustered the courage to flash the torch towards the sound. Even in the light, they saw nothing, but the sound of the anklets had reached right next to them. Suddenly, a loud, painful cry erupted from an old room. The voice was so full of agony that it chilled them to the bone. Vikram whispered, "We have to get out of here." But before they could run, the door of that room burst open with a bang. A strong, cold gust of wind swept out, extinguishing their torches. Pitch-black darkness enveloped everything. In the dark, Priya felt a freezing hand gripping her ankle. She screamed. Hearing her scream, Arjun quickly lit a match. In the faint matchlight, what they saw made them gasp. In the middle of the hall, the same woman whose picture they had seen was standing. Her eyes were white and empty, and she was floating in the air. She had Priya's ankle gripped with her thin, long fingers. The woman's dry lips parted, and a loud, terrifying echo spread throughout the mansion. "You cannot leave from here now!" Arjun screamed, threw the match, and Vikram managed to light his torch again. As soon as the light came on, the woman vanished. Without wasting a second, all three bolted towards the gate. As soon as they got out of the door, they ran wildly towards the village. Looking back, they saw, from the mansion's upper window, three white shadows watching them. The next morning, when they reached their college, they didn't tell anyone about the night's events. But from that day on, they kept their distance from horror stories and haunted mansions.